Thank you for joining Michael and I. We have a special practice today. For us, today is the winter solstice. Depends on what hemisphere you're in. It may not be your winter solstice, but this is a practice and a meditation, a moving meditation that I do for myself called the 7 energetic hearts. So we're going to incorporate that in with a little bit of gentle movement and then some stillness, more of a restorative or yin, even if you want to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. But I highly recommend you get some blankets and pillows and bring those in before we get started and enjoy this practice. Recognize that if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, this long, dark day, we're getting ready to invite the light back. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're about to lose that light. So, what are your feelings around that? I think that's the key. And then, how can we continue to bring love and light and compassion into our hearts, whatever the season is that we may be going into? That's what this meditation is about. So take a moment. We're going to come down onto the ground first, and we're going to address our heart from our backside, whatever position you want for your legs. Place your hands on your heart, right hand first, and left hand on top of your right. This is Hridaya Marma, your heart, your spiritual heart. Just acknowledge the space. The hands are in Hridaya Mudra, and they encourage you to breathe into your chest and your lungs. So if you can feel movement around your rib cage, you know that you brought your breath up into your chest cavity. As you breathe in, see the energy coming into your heart. Breathe out, keep it there for a moment. Keep it in the heart as if you're filling your heart center with your prana, with your breath. There's an opportunity for renewal and replenishing. Just imagine feeding your spiritual heart with this life force energy. Now we're going to bring this life force into the centers of the soles of the feet. But I'm going to invite you to do some movement first. So you're welcome with the movement to take your legs out long and let your feet be on the ground. And if that's uncomfortable, put a rolled blanket underneath you. Or if you want a little more sauciness, sassiness, you can lift your legs up and take your feet up towards the sky. That's what I feel like doing today, so I'm going to do that. Breathe into your heart center. Now as you breathe out, send that unconditional love from your heart through your legs and into the centers of the soles of the feet. You can even touch them. Where are they? Find the centers of the soles of the feet. Give them a little massage. So that's our happy baby there, right? Find those. Touch them. Maybe move around a little bit. Massage your feet. And then we'll just move from the centers of the soles of the feet. You can go into what we call plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. You can also bring the big toe side of the feet inward, that's inversion. The pinky toe side outward, eversion. But just move your ankles and feel the soles of your feet, centers of the soles. Any way you want to move your ankles. So our feet are our earth hearts. Think of all the places on the earth that your feet have taken you and the ways that those places, particularly the beautiful spaces, the untouched spaces in nature, can fill your heart. What are some of those places? Maybe there's a particular place that you want to think about as you playfully move your feet or feel the centers of the soles of your feet and let them connect to your spiritual heart. So what's your interpretive dance for your feet and your heart? And how does our Earth Mother fill your feet, What surface are you standing on? To allow the energy of the earth to come up into your feet, your legs, and fill your heart. And then I'm going to give you two options. We're going to take about 2 minutes to be still and stretch the feet. So the first option that might be more accommodating for you is to come onto your front side, any position for your arms and your head, and just roll the toes underneath so you're feeling that nice stretch in the centers of the soles of the feet. So this is going to be the more calming, relaxing one. If you're looking for a little more oomph, then you can come up into more of a kneeling position. You can have something underneath you. Roll your toes underneath you. I like to even spread my toes out. And you don't have to come all the way back. You could stop here. You can come all the way, putting the weight of the shoulders over the hips for more sensation. You could also do this with your head on the ground, bolster something underneath you. We're just looking to find a space where we feel a nice, easeful stretch in the centers of the soles of the feet. And imagine your feet can breathe. Your feet are your roots. And your heart can feel your roots. Breathe from the heart to the feet. And then allow the energy of the earth to come up through your feet and fill your heart. That exchange of earth energy to the heart and the heart back to the earth. You can picture someplace on our beautiful planet that fills your heart. Maybe some of the ways that you help to care for our planet, nature. Your favorite tree, the strength of its roots. Breathe into your heart center, Hridaya Marma, and then we breathe all the way to the earth hearts, which is Tala Hridaya Marma. It's your heart in your feet. And on this solstice day, is there a place that you would like to take yourself to? Maybe you can physically, or just through imagery. Take yourself into that space and feed your heart from that space. Let your feet feel the surface of that space. 3 to 5 more rounds of breath. Feel the soft tissue stretching, the soles of the feet, the expansion of your physical heart and your lungs with your breath. Imagine your feet are moving and breathing just like your lungs. And I always remind myself this time of year that it looks like everything is gone, the leaves are off the trees. Those roots are down there holding strong, growing. Everything will be back. But the earth needs this quiet time, and so do we. Wherever you chose to take your feet, go ahead and release that. Might be nice to just move your toes, roll your ankles around again. Sometimes that one can be pretty intense. And then this next position, I invite you to come to a seated position, whatever is most comfortable for your legs. I'm going to support my knees. Come back into the center of your heart. And you can place right hand and then left hand. And imagine you're creating a loop of energy from your heart through your arms into your hands, a circle. Circles, there's no beginning, no end. And breathe into your lungs, to the center of your heart. As you breathe out, send that energy through your arms into the palms of your hands. This is Talahir Daya Marma in the hands. And we'll begin to move. And it's your expression of the movement. But as you breathe in, open your arms, open your hands, spread your palms, take your fingers back. Let your heart come forward. As you breathe out, you might offer yourself a little hug. Any leg position you want. I'm starting by going out to the sides, but you could also come upward. How can you experience the expression of the heart energy flowing outward and through the palms of the hands? And the palms of the hands are our service hearts. So I like to do those little hugs as a reminder that our hands do so much to serve others, to bring others joy. And as you're flowing from your heart through your arms and your hands, seeing your hands as an extension of your heart, how is it that you allow yourself to serve others in a way that fulfills your heart? And we do it just for that fulfillment of heart on the spiritual level. We don't need any verbal acknowledgement. We recognize what we call the mudita, the sympathetic joy of doing for others, and how that embraces our heart and creates that compassionate energy in the heart space. Any other movements through your hands? Just letting your hands and your heart have a little dance. Rotational movements, side stretches. And picturing maybe some of the ways that you use your hands. It's simple things sometimes, like holding someone's hand or shaking hands, patting someone on the back, fixing someone a meal. Any ways you use your hands to bring joy or help to others. That expression of Hridaya, the compassionate spiritual heart, and how we use our hands to bring that into the world to others. And then we're going to find a resting space for this one. I have this little purple bolster, but I'm going to show it with a blanket as well. If you've got a blanket or a bolster, you can take the blanket or bolster and just make it long to whatever height you like. You may want something underneath your head as well. We're going to put the blanket or bolster underneath the shoulder blades so that the tops of the shoulders and the armpits are to the top side of the blanket. So my shoulders are hanging off. This is why it's nice to have something underneath the head. Keep your knees bent if you want your low back relaxed, or you can extend your legs. Finding the space where you feel an expression of spaciousness in the center of the heart. And then the arms can stay on your body. You might take them out to your sides or overhead, creating space from the center of the heart. Breathing into the center of the heart, and as you breathe out, send the energy through the arms and into the palms of the hands. And see that flow of energy coming back from the palms of the hands, feeding the heart with all the ways that you're able to use your hands to support others. The hands, the service hearts, feeding the spiritual heart. Just like you can feel your lungs, that sense of levity and gravity of your lungs. Imagine the palms of your hands breathing. See your hands getting bigger, arms getting heavier and more relaxed. This expression of openness and flow from the center of the heart through the arms and into the palms of the hands. And knowing you can take this inexhaustible energy of your heart and share it with others through your hands. We just simply now come to the space of nourishing self. Think of your heart as a storage space for that unconditional love, for that life force. Storing it up in your heart now so that you can share it with others through your hands. This time of year invites us to rest up, to replenish our own hearts in this quiet space of stillness. And the replenishing is not a selfish thing. It's what gives us the energy to care for others, to do for others, to be present in a space of compassion for others. We can only do that when we take care of ourselves first. Take 3 to 5 more rounds of breaths. Feel that energy flowing freely from the heart center into the palms of the hands, from Hirdaya Marma to Tala Hirdaya Marma. The energetic space of your service heart in your hands. And appreciating that the quiet rest is not only for you. It's something that you can share with others at the appropriate time. Begin to release your pose. It may feel nice to roll to one side for a moment. Take your time coming up. Move my blankets over. And the invitation is there to come to all fours. And here we can sense the earth hearts and the soles of the feet by rolling the toes under. You can feel your service hearts and your hands on the ground. If this is uncomfortable in any way, you can also do it on your forearms. But breathe into your heart center. As you breathe out, see the energy going into the abdomen or into your sacrum on the backside. Breathe into your heart. You might also feel your abdomen fill, so letting both the chest cavity and the abdominal cavity fill physically. Breathe out, bring your awareness into the lower abdomen. Sometimes we say the womb heart, but this is our space of creation, creativity. And feel free to move any way you want through the low abdomen, the hips, so you can move from your sacrum, your sacred sacrum. You can move from your hips. And any position for your legs. Knees could be hip distance, together, wide apart. Think of your heart and your chest cavity now dancing with the lower half of your body, your abdominal cavity, your hips. Breathing together and moving together. And you can also acknowledge those service hearts in your hands, the earth hearts in your feet, and connecting to the gentleness of intuitive movement. And in the womb heart, we consider what our passions are. What are our pleasures, and how do we create? So physically, the womb is the space of creation, but it's also energetically the space of creation. What are your creative gifts? And how do those creative gifts fulfill your heart? But also, how do you share them with those around you? Oftentimes, these creative gifts have to do with our hobbies. Music. What are some of the things you're passionate about that you do that bring you joy, but also bring joy into the collective community around you? That is the womb heart. And the womb heart can also fuel your spiritual heart. Just play a little bit more with this spontaneous dance. Any way you see, feel, experience it. And then I invite you to come to a seated position. And in the seated position, we can take Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. Your feet can be further from your buttocks if that feels better, or closer. I'm going to support my knees with some bolsters. I encourage you to do that as well. Coming onto the sits bones. Maybe take just a moment to make some circles from your heart, from your womb space, your creative heart. Notice the way your feet are touching your earth hearts, like they could have a little conversation with each other. And you could get your hands in there. Bring your hands to your earth hearts. And bow yourself down. Any way you want to come into a gentle position of a forward fold. Or if you feel more like you want to hold yourself up, you can do that too. Sometimes I put my chin in my hands. You could also bring a block or a bolster or something to support your head. We'll be here for just a few minutes. Notice the spaciousness in the backs of the lungs and the back of the heart. Might even breathe into the back of the heart. And now we're connecting the Hridaya, the spiritual heart, to the sacrum, the low abdomen, the creative heart force, through the arms, into the hands, the service heart, and also through the legs and into the soles of the feet, the earth hearts. What are all the ways that your feet, your earth hearts, your hands, your service hearts now your creative heart in the abdomen can nourish and replenish your spiritual heart. And this position physically gives you access into the back body, the back of the heart door, and fill your back body with your breath, with your heart's desires. Opportunity to let anything slide off your back that doesn't serve you, that doesn't feel like unconditional love. And as you let that slide off your back, let that energy be replaced by your energy of passion or service, or just the energy of the earth itself, filling your heart space. Enjoying this space of stillness and silence, an opportunity to breathe into the back of the heart. Take 3 to 5 more breaths. Take your time, coming up very slowly. Notice how you feel. And take your legs out of the position. This next part, take any leg position you want. And we're going to go ahead and set up for our final relaxation, which I'm going to encourage you to take a blanket. And this is the way we do this one. This is the heart blanket, the energy blanket. You're going to open up a blanket so it's long. I wish I was there to do this for you. And then just fold it once so it's about this thick. And then put it, your head is going to go on it. If you want something additional underneath it for extra padding, you could put like a pillow or something underneath the blanket. The other thing I encourage you to do is to cover yourself up with the blanket, because we are going into our hibernation, our winter hibernation, like any good bear. And you might include something underneath your knees. So we're going to come down. If you have an eye pillow or something you like to put over your eyes too, have that available. But cover yourself up. Think of everything in nature going into its quiet time, accepting that stillness and darkness. We have one more energetic heart to connect, and that's the mind heart. So consider your sensory perceptive organs, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth, and your skin, sense of touch. And you could take your hands, your service hearts, massage your head, rub your eyes, your forehead, your temples. Find your own face, your beautiful face. You might also gently roll the head from side to side, allowing it to find its center space. Breathe into the center of your heart, the Hridaya Marma. And as you breathe out, see that energy now going upward through the throat, into the big, beautiful brain, into your doors of perception. And we recognize when our eyes are open, they're always taking things in from outside of us. But for now, let your eyes close. Our senses are always so busy. Our ears, our nose, our mouth, even our sense of touch, bringing information in from outside. And it's one of the many ways that we can energize and feed our spiritual heart. What do we bring in with our senses? Does it feel like love? Does it feed us with loving kindness? With your eyes closed, imagine some of the ways that you use your senses to create joy or peace, kindness, any of those nourishing qualities into your heart. Just the feeling of your own face, softening your forehead, relaxing your jaw, letting your eyes fall deep into the back. Take a few more moments to just think of your physical qualities, of your senses, maybe even just feeling the breath coming in and out of your nose. You could sense your tongue in your mouth or lick your lips. Hear the sounds around you. And allow your mind heart to be the servant of your spiritual heart, not the other way around. Allow the mind to fill the heart and nourish it. Then coming to a space of stillness, give you the option to do the energy helmet. So this idea of maybe closing those doors of perception so we can bring them further inward. And in doing so, you just take the ends of your blanket and take them and cross them across the front of your body in your heart space. Wherever you want your hands. If you have an eye pillow, you can put your eye pillow on now. And I'm going to put my hands back on my heart again. Let's take 3 to 5 physical breaths into your heart space. Feel the whole circumference of your ribs expand as you breathe in, and soften as you breathe out. Then after those 3 breaths, we don't need to use the physical qualities of the breath. Energetically see yourself breathing into the heart center. You can see your breath as a color or a temperature. Attach a message to your breath or an intention. Breathe that into your heart center. Nourish your own heart with your thoughts, your intentions. Every time you breathe out, allow that energy to flow freely through the legs to the centers of the soles of the feet, to flow freely from the heart through the arms to the centers of the palms of the hands, from the heart to the womb heart and the abdomen, and from the heart upward into your head. So see yourself like a star, breathing into the center of your star, in the Hridaya, spiritual heart, and allowing the overflow to go down into the earth hearts of the feet, the service hearts in the hands, the creative heart in the abdomen, and the mind heart in the head. If your mind wanders, come back inside. Continue to selfishly fill your own heart, your own body, with thoughts of loving kindness, and breathing out and letting that trickle through your whole body. And thinking of the ways that the earth brings you joy, that doing good for others fills your heart, the ways that your own passions create love in your heart, the kind of love that also sustains others. In the way that all of your senses can bring in more grace, more acceptance, and kindness into your heart. Spend this last minute in silence. Selfishly acknowledging all the ways that you fill your spiritual heart, the ways that you connect with your higher power, your source, through unconditional love. Notice if you can feel a sense of warmth, expansiveness in your heart. You can physically breathe into your lungs again. Feel the movement, that dance between your lungs and your heart. Breathing out, feeling the legs and the feet, the arms, the hands, abdomen and hips, and all the way up to your head, through your throat. Get to make any little movements through the fingers and toes, moving your eyes and your eyelids, or even stay here. Sometimes it takes this space of darkness, looking around outside of you at what's happening in the natural world, to give ourselves permission to come into these spaces of quiet. And what seems like it's selfish on the outside is quite the opposite. This is where we replenish ourselves. And you can bring this glow, this experience of feeling rested in a space of unconditional love. Bring it with you and share it with everybody you see. Happy solstice. Thank you, Michael. Peace, joy, love, and light.